It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Let's get out of here. Aye.
Hello everybody, it's Brother Aaron from Got a Minute. Alright, so we're talking about the Rapture. We're looking at the stars here. And I think that the blueprint for the Rapture is going to be in the constellation of Taurus in conjunction with Pleiades. So Pleiades is a 7-star cluster, and you've got that on the right here of this picture, and to the left. This is geographically where the churches were that were written in the book of Revelation. So there's an overlap there. If you were to overlap these pictures, they would pretty much line up in the same area. That's pretty neat. And so I think this is our blueprint of the Rapture. And we'll be talking about this more as time goes on, especially after Feast of Trumpets. But here's another interesting thing though. If you look at a map of where Asia Minor, was and where the churches were, there's also a place called Taurus Mountains. Isn't that neat? So there's a place called Taurus Mountains, and again, this whole picture, if you flip it properly, it'll line up with what we see in the stars with Taurus, the constellation Taurus, and Pleiades. I think it's pretty fascinating. So in other words, the geography mimics what's going on in the stars. So that's really amazing. And what we have here, according to this website, it says that the Pleiades star cluster forms a pattern that matches the geographical locations of the original 7 churches of Asia Minor mentioned in the book of Revelation. And then it also says, note that the star of the Church of Philadelphia, which is given the divine promise that they would escape the hour of trial, is in Revelation 3:10 is missing. So apparently it's a little bit dimmer, but you see this star here to the right. I think it's described Alcone, Alcyone. Well, the star underneath it, it's faint. It's like it's faded away, which is what some people would say is actually a representation of the Church of Philadelphia, specifically the church that is promised that they would escape the hour of trial. That's so interesting. So again, what we have here is a blueprint of the 7-star cluster Pleiades. It lines up with the geographical 7 churches in Asia Minor, which is written in the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and 3. And then in Asia Minor, we have a place called the Taurus Mountains. I think this is our blueprint for the Rapture, and we'll be talking about this as we go. So it's so interesting. So again, I've been thinking about this for a long time, but I thought I'd just present that to you now. So stay tuned for some cool connections with this. I think this is really exciting. Either way, we're one day closer. Go Jesus go, and adios muchachos.